Welcome to the first video of the philosophy part of the Twinkle Variations playlist. So the philosophy of the Suzuki method centers mostly around the idea of music as language. And one of the reasons that Dr. Suzuki chose what many teachers and probably parents too feel is maybe an overly difficult piece to start with as a beginner is because of his idea that music and language are really related. So in the concept of Suzuki method, music is just another variation of language, and children learn their languages no matter how difficult. Japanese, Chinese, French, Arabic, all languages are tremendously difficult with so much vocabulary and so much nuance to the way that we use them and interact with others using not just the music itself, but also expressions, and the vocabulary of small children is just expanding at an exponential rate. Dr. Suzuki was fascinated by that topic and the way it relates to musical talent, because a friend of his asked him to teach their child who was blind, and when he started thinking about how that would be possible for him, he realized that all children are talented. And he says this in kind of a funny way in his writings, that it seems like such a simple thing. And he said, but all children speak their language. So he kept telling people that, oh, all children speak their language. And he said people were looking at him like, well, yeah, and? But he realized that this was related to music as well. How do children speak their language? They hear it around them again and again, and they're encouraged in it from a super young age, and every effort that they make toward it is greeted with a lot of enthusiasm. So from the second a baby first says da da da, everybody's, oh, say it again, it's amazing, oh, oh, oh. And he said, why isn't music education like that? Instead, child makes their first notes on the piano or the violin, and we go, ugh, it doesn't sound good, like you should practice more, or please stop that noise. And he discovered that the reason a lot of music education was failing for super young children was because we didn't have the right environment for the children's obvious talent to grow. Because as he discovered, if a child can learn thousands of words of a very difficult language like Japanese by the time they're 3, 4, 5 years old, why can't they in the same way learn thousands of notes? So the Twinkle Variations are set up around this idea that children will want to play things they've heard. And who hasn't heard Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star? It might be one of the most well-known songs in the world other than, I don't know, Happy Birthday. Everybody knows Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. So his idea of choosing Twinkle was rooted in this idea of vernacular. It's something that they've heard since their earliest years. Other people have heard it. Everybody knows the song. So that is going to give birth to more enthusiasm, because of course it's fun to play pieces, any pieces, because you're making sound. But when you're able to play a piece that you know, everybody gets more excited. And when the child first plays Twinkle Theme, I think we've all seen this. The parents are so thrilled because they can hear that it's actually a song. Even though the child might have been playing dozens of other songs all along, since people don't know those songs as well, it's not as exciting. So I would say the major point of philosophy in why Dr. Suzuki chose this piece is because he wanted something that children could get really excited about playing. And yes, it's a challenging piece to start with, but if you have the pedagogy necessary to set your child up for success, or your student up for success, then it's still going to be an achievable journey. And that's what he wanted, kind of not to dumb down to a simple, easy piece, I guess you could say, but rather to show the child from the beginning that they could play music that they love and know, just by spending time in repetition. And that's also comes back to language. It's not like we say only easy words to our children when they're small because they don't understand. We give them really challenging conversation. They're all the time exposed to stuff that's much more advanced than what they can comprehend. And I think that's the principle of the Twinkles as the very first piece. It's not meant to be easy, but it's meant to be exciting and to give them something inspiring to work towards. So that's the philosophy behind the Twinkle variations, loosely, I'd say.